The one that says to you, I'll never allow you to be free.
Jesus.
You can work out. You can cover it up. You can buy 4 girdles to tuck it in. But I'll never let you be free of it.
My God.
That's the battle we're going to deal with. And why can I with assurance deal with that battle? Because it's one I fight every day.
Jesus.
See, I tell people all the time, evangelist is a title. But when I'm fighting, the title don't do me no good.
My God.
The devil does not run from me because he sees the title.
No.
Yes.
The war within me does not cease because of a title. So tonight I need for God to deal with us, not our titles,
My Lord.
My
not
God.
our positions.
Amen.
I need a deliverance. The evangelist might be all right, but Daphne got a war that she's fighting on the
My
inside.
My Lord.
God. That's good.
So tonight I come to encourage us. Listen, whether we want to admit it or not, we fighting. Every morning you wake up, somebody fighting.
Yeah.
Your spirit man fighting and your flesh man fighting. And listen, can I tell you this? Your flesh will not give up.
No.
Oh, God.
No.
It's working with the devil. The devil will always be the devil.
Yes.
Your flesh will always remember how it felt.
Yes.
Your flesh will always remember how that smooth skin attracts you. That your flesh gonna always remember what it tastes like.
My God.
Your flesh gonna always, listen, you always gonna fight. But I come tonight, our problem is not that we cannot get victory. The problem is we won't acknowledge the fight.
Jesus.
We won't acknowledge the fight.
That's right.
So I'll come dressed up and I'll look like I'm all right, but I'm going to let you know that my mind is warring right while I'm sitting in the sanctuary. I'm going to let you know that it's a war just to focus on what you're saying and focus on what I'm dealing with. See, I can't let you know that it's a battle going on. Glory to God. So sometimes when I come, it don't have nothing to do with each other. Mama, we're not mad at each other. Nobody upset. I'm warring.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Inside.
And because there is no true unity,
Hold up.
I can't come to you and tell you how I feel. Because I'm
Wow.
scared I'm going to pick it up on the 6 o'clock news. I can't let you know what I'm really fighting because I'm scared you might post it on Facebook. I can't really let you know that I'm hurting.
My Lord.
I can't let you know I'm hurting. I can't let you know that I'm sitting in the house of God and I'm fighting.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm fighting. Listen, we all fight. So somebody said, well, I'm not in a war. I don't like the word war. Well, let's use the word struggle. Because we all in a struggle. We're struggling with something. If it make you feel better to hear struggle, then come on, we're struggling.
Yes.
And can I tell you that's why the enemy fights unity so much? Because he knows that it's not just a slogan, but we're better together. There is unity. There's strength in unity. And the enemy knows that. So he will use isolation.
That's right.
He said, if I can get you isolated, when you're down, you're down. Because there's nobody to encourage you. There's nobody to pick you up. So he'll allow you to withdraw, retreat, and isolate you.
Wow.
But you got to tell somebody, I got victory tonight. I got victory tonight. I got victory tonight. I got victory on tonight. Glory to the Lamb of God. We are in a struggle, a constant war. Apostle Paul says it like this in Romans, the 7th chapter. He said, for the good that I would do, I do not. But the evil which I would not do, I find myself doing it. Listen, what I know I should do, and you know why that is? Because yourself, the war that's going on, is constantly reminding you, you don't deserve that. You can't do that. So now, instead of us talking back, listen, that's why it's imperative that you open your mouth and say something. Because if the enemy is the only one doing the talking, you will always feel defeated. You got to open your mouth and talk back. You got to open your mouth and tell him, yeah, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. In other words, I don't care if you're trying to help me understand that God has forsaken you, though he slay me. That'll shush his mouth. Because now I'm talking back. I'm defeating. Well, you talking to yourself? Yes, ma'am. Well, but they used to tell me when I was growing up, say, you can talk to yourself, just don't answer yourself. Well, it must be something wrong with me. I talk and answer. I said, listen here, little girl. Then I said, yes. I said, listen, you got some stuff going on. I do. You need to get it together. I do. I'm trying. So it might be something wrong with me because I answer me. Because see, you know what I found out? If I don't talk back to me, the enemy will.
Wow.
Oh, yes, he will. You leave an empty space there and he will fill it with an invalid voice.
Oh, my God.
So I talked to myself in the word. I said, listen, little girl, you fixing to get up and get it together. It was good. This week, the devil tried something and I almost fell into it, Sister Crystal. He almost had me. I saw a baby at the school. And my mind just totally, like, you really think that, God chose you? He didn't even open your womb to have a child. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. I need to talk directly to somebody tonight that the enemy tell you, you don't deserve it. He told you you ain't worth it. And you know what I told him? I said, listen here. After I pulled myself together, I said, listen here, you right. He didn't feel like I deserved a child. He gave me 300. I work at the school. Everybody called me Mama D. So you're right.
Okay.
He did give me a child.
Okay.
So you see what I mean? You got to talk back to him. Because had I not, I would have been somewhere in the bed depressed.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no.
Yeah.
God said, no. What I do is, the Bible declares that the children of the unmarried or the desolate woman, he said there are many.
Yes.
But you have to understand that you got to know the word in order to combat the enemy. Because if you don't fight him with something, mother, I'm telling you, he'll defeat us every time.
Yes.
He'll defeat us. Because we feel like we don't, and it's the other thing. And I'm going to say this briefly and move on. But we have become, I don't want to say so in my pastor word, Christendom, that we feel as though we don't need to talk to anybody.
Jesus.
No, some of us need to go lay on the couch, the floor. We need the bunk bed. We need to spend the night in the office dealing with this stuff.
Yes.
No. Some of us do. You need to talk to somebody. Why? Because if you don't, the enemy is going to continue to talk to you because there's no light on it.
Yes.
And he operates in the darkness. So if there's no light on it, he can hover over it.
Yes.
He can hover over it. He got a sword and he'll keep flicking the sword. You ain't worth it. Don't nobody else act like that. Don't nobody else do that. Look, remember what you went through? How could God love you and you've been raped 8 times by family members? How could God love you when you've been molested? How? Come on. The enemy will talk to you. But you know what I told him, Sister Crystal, I'm crazy. There was one point I would lie down and take it. But now you know what I tell him? I say, yep. Some things we do, but God is still God. Because you know what? Then I tell him, I said, but you know what? I remember David, my family ain't the only one messed up. David's son raped his daughter Tamar. I said, I said, yeah, and Joseph's brothers, them was his brothers that put him in. See, I started talking back to him like that. I said, with the same God. I said, yeah, no, it ain't just my family. See, you got to talk back to him. Yeah, it was Joseph, was it Joseph? Yeah, it was Joseph's brothers. They put him in the pen.
Yes.
Why? Because you got to talk back. You got to fight. Why? This war ain't going to disappear. Every day you wake up, the enemy going to find a new nugget. But it's your past that he going to fight you with. You think you going to get married? Oh, she's so beautiful. You think you going to ever get married? You think somebody, you've been divorced 2 times, so won't you? I said, well, you get kicked out of hell. You got kicked out of heaven, you in hell, and folks still worshiping you. So I think I got a good chance.
Okay.
Oh, he can't take that. He can't take when you talk to him like that. You tell me, do you really think you deserve you? Do you really think somebody gonna marry you? Well, you really think people gonna serve you?
Okay.
I was divorced. You got kicked out of heaven. Come on, you got to talk back to him.
Yes.
It's what you say. It's in your mouth. When the Bible declares that life and death is in the power of your tongue, there's a power there. Because you can talk yourself right out of it. You can talk yourself right out of it. Listen to this. Okay, all of us are in a life and death battle with the devil and his demons. The devil will never stop being the devil. His tactics and his long-term plan is to destroy you. That will never change.
Wow.
Don't you fool yourself. The devil's plan will never change. He will always use your past to try and cripple your future. It's not going to change. He will remind you over, and the funny thing about it is he has no new information.
Wow.
He can't step into my future and tell me one thing. He just gonna tell me, remember when this happened? And remember when they said that? He worse than Minnie Riperton. He forever back down memory lane. But we're going to let him have it. Listen, Minnie Riperton was saying that song. It was my favorite song. But that's what the devil does. He tries to keep you back down memory lane, reminding you, you know every woman in your family went through this. You know ain't nobody successful in your family. You know, he reminded me 3 weeks ago, every woman in my family had triple bypass. Except for my mom. She had quadruple by the time they was 38.
Jesus.
Every woman in my family, mother, grandmother, none of them made it to 40 without open heart surgery.
Jesus.
So the devil tried to tell me one day, and I used to listen to him, Sister Crystal, told me I was going to have a heart attack and I was going to have, I could, because I don't know what God's plan is. But it won't be because of a generational curse, because I'm under a new covenant. So you can't get me with it. No, you ain't going to hold me hostage with that. Ain't nothing that losing some pounds. Hey, I'm 3 feet. 4 something. And I'm kind of healthy, so it's okay. My baby in that red shirt laughing too hard. I'm a little bit taller than 3 feet. That's okay. I'm a little bit taller. But the point is, I can't put that on God.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with the generation. If you keep eating like they ate, you gonna die like they died.
Oh my God.
I ain't hurt nobody.
I hear
You
you.
keep eating fried chicken every day, yes, you don't die. It ain't got nothing to do with generation. It's because you killing yourself.
Yes, God.
Yeah, okay. So, I didn't like that conversation either, but I had to give it to him. That's what I told him. I said, okay, so you can't hold me hostage with that one. The only thing is, when you know better, you got to do better.
Yeah.
But you ain't going to hold me hostage with the past. Come on, I'm trying to tell you, we acknowledge, and you got to acknowledge that I'm in a fight. It's okay. I'm fighting some demons, honestly, that I can't even handle.
Yes, Lord.
That's why I got to talk to somebody. Come on.
Yeah.
That's why I got to talk to somebody. That's why I need you. I need you, Patricia, because you know what? This devil I'm fighting is older than I am.
Oh.
He started with my grandmama.
My God.
He started talking to them, and my grandmama telling them everybody gonna be sick and it's the war going on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And you can pretend it's not, but it is. So I told them maybe I'm a hygienist, but not because I need them to fix nothing. I just need them to get a black sofa and a pad. And I just need to lay down and talk. Some of y'all do too. You know why? Because you're dealing with some stuff that you ain't mature enough to understand. You don't really understand molestation. We got mothers walking around here not healed at 18 years old. I ran into one today, 16, with her second child. You ain't ready for that. You ain't healed enough to have 2 children at 16. It's some stuff you ain't dealt with. You don't even know yourself well enough to know if you really want to be a mother at 16, but it's what I am. It's here now.
Yes.
So now I'm dealing with something that I'm not equipped for.
Yes.
But that's what we do today. That's how we are. We dealing with some stuff. We come to church and we shout over it. We repeat the same. This is my destiny. Defining year. I'm walking in victory. And all of that is good. But you got to deal with what's going on the inside.
Yes.
You got to deal with your war. You got to deal with it. You feel mentally trapped.
My God.
Ain't nobody I can talk to. I can't go to the men in my family because they all dealing with this. So nobody really understands. That's a lie of the enemy. Somebody understand. Anybody know who the person is that understands? Say it with me. Psychiatrist. Okay, that's who understands. And no. I'm so serious. but we won't go. You know what they used to tell us when I was little? If you go to therapy, you doubt God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They say if you go to therapy, you're doubting God.
My Lord.
Well, how about if I go to a saved psychiatrist and we both pray together before I lay on the couch?
Okay.
Am I still doubting God? No. But I want us to understand tonight, I came with the purpose for us to understand tonight that we're fighting.
Yes,
There's a war. You know how to war spiritually. But what about when you go home?
Yes, Lord.
What about when you're dealing with yesterday and you don't even know how to deal with today? But you're still fighting yesterday.
My God.
Why is it that it keeps following me? If it's not this man, it's that man. If it's not this female, it's that female. Could it be that we're not dealing with the spirit?
That's right.
We're dealing with the individual. We're dealing with the outside, but we're not dealing with the spirit of the marriage.
Jesus.
John 8:44 says that the devil is a liar. He's a murderer, and there is no truth in him. He is a liar and the father of all lies. 1 Peter 5:8 says, be controlled and alert. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. So he's looking. You know why he's looking? Because he got thrown out of heaven. He lost his place.
Yes, he did.
So now his only goal is, hear me, his long-term goal is to keep you from heaven.
Yes.
So if he can keep you fighting two people, if you think about it, it ain't but two people you've been fighting your whole life. You've been fighting the you inside of you and the you outside of you. You've been fighting the you inside of you and the you outside of you.
Wow.
You really don't have a problem with people. What wearies me is when I see a young girl making the mistakes I made, and I try to tell you, but we live in a society of millenniums that feels like I'll just do it myself and see what happens. You can't warn them. You can't talk to them. So then when they have to come back to you and say, I went to the doctor yesterday and I was HIV positive, so it's okay. God is a healer. God is a healer. He can heal you. But we didn't have to go that route. So what are you saying? I'm saying to you, when God sends people in our life that can instruct us, sometimes we have to take the instruction.
Yes.
You don't have to find out for yourself. That's the biggest lie the devil ever told.
Yes.
I'll just find out for myself. Why? If somebody tell me, baby, listen, I done been married to two jokers just like that, and give him 6 months and he gonna beat you to sleep.
All right.
Why do you have to get beat to sleep, wake up at the hospital with your head wrapped up to understand?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's because we was never healed. We felt like, yep, I deserved it, they right. I did something to cause it. Maybe I wasn't loving enough. It's a war. The war's still inside. Maybe I didn't say it right. Maybe I didn't do it right. So now here I am raising children, but I'm still messed up.
Jesus.
I'm still fighting on the inside. So now what are my children doing? They're fighting, but they can't come to me because every time I see me and her, I don't want to hear from her.
Wow.
Every time I see the mistakes of the joker I dealt with, now I see it in my son. So I'm not healed. They're not healed. Because there's a war going on. There's a war going on. And until we can truly get delivered, we won't heal our babies. Battles make up a smaller component of bigger pictures. By definition, battles involve combat between two persons. You fighting somebody. And the majority of the time, this war that we're dealing with tonight is the inside battle. So it's sometimes between armies, sometimes between combat between two persons, factions, armies, consistent type of extended, constant struggles of larger schemes, such as in wars, economies, economics. But tonight, the war we want to deal with is the one on the inside. As Christians, we are in a spiritual battle of some sort on a daily basis. How many people in here talk to yourself every day? Every day. Every day I got a conversation. Every day. Listen, every day I'm saying to myself, listen, just don't do this. Walk away. Because I play it out in my mind. Brittany, talk to me. I said, listen, don't do it. It ain't worth it. If you get out this seat and hit that lady in the mouth, your reputation as an evangelist is over. Yeah. I have to talk to myself. Listen, just because my name's in, that don't mean you ain't in the flesh. Listen, baby, don't do it. Because this is what's going to happen. If you say that out your mouth, she going to say this out her mouth, and it's going to be a problem. So you just swallow and you sit there and pray. No, I'm serious. You have to talk to yourself. You walk around. You tell yourself, listen, you're not doing that. You're not saying that. Somebody there, I just heard you. Somebody here just said, no, I promise you I heard you. They said, no, well, I don't talk to myself because I just go ahead and hit them or say it. Y'all don't do that. Don't hit them and don't say it. I heard you. Don't do that. Don't talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Listen, in warfare, battles are fought on different fronts for different reasons and with a varying degrees of intensity. The same is true in spiritual warfare. Our spiritual battles and warfare are real even though we cannot physically see the attacker. It's real. Your mental battle is real. Yeah. What you're feeling, it's real. What you're dealing with, it's real. But Apostle Hill teaches us here that feelings are real, but they're not reliable. So you can't depend on how you feel. You got to open your mouth and say something. The Bible declares that when Jesus was tempted of the enemy after being fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, the Bible did not say that he hocus pocus or did no magic. He used the word.
Yes.
So if the devil had to back up off of Jesus because of the word, why are you not using the word?
Wow.
Just open your mouth. It happened. My prayer is, God, I did it, I said it, forgive me. God, they did it or they said it, forgive them. But you got to open your mouth and say something. That's the only way. You cannot. I did it for years. I did it here in Fort Pierce. I walked around like I was okay after my husband left me for another man. I walked around like I was cool. No, you wasn't. You felt rejected all over again. You wasn't cool. And you're not either. You're not okay.
No.
You dress it up like you okay.
Yes.
But you're not okay. So it's okay to not be okay. As long as you know that and you're in the Word. According to Ephesians 6 and 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yeah. In high places. I've said to myself sometimes, it seems like every time I turn around, it's another battle.
Yes.
God, it seemed like I can walk in the room and I promise you I used to think something was wrong with me. I can walk in a room and it seemed like as soon as I walk, you can hear them laughing down the hall, like 3 doors down. You hear all the laughter. And then you walk in the room and they go completely silent. Jesus. Like, well, what's the joke about me? Like, why everybody stop laughing? You know why? Can I tell you something? Because the spirit man, it gets antagonized. If you walk into a room, and I walk into a room, and all of a sudden everything's shut down, it's not necessarily that they were talking about you, but the war that you're going through, everybody always talking about me. Oh, here I go through this cycle again. Here it come again. Somebody had a bad day and they made a joke, but not in your mind psychologically, because you're fighting. Yeah. Now you're walking around, I know they talking about me, and here we go again. I only been on the job 2 months and it's done started all over again. They think I'm this, they think I'm that. No, they're not thinking about you, honestly.
Wow.
The truth is you're in a battle, but we won't confront that battle. We won't deal with it. And because we refuse to deal with it, we live isolated lives. We think everybody talking about us. We think everybody fighting us. Don't nobody like us. And we have more confrontation in meeting with folks, and folks be like, huh? What? Okay, God bless you, baby. Okay, yes, ma'am. It's okay. No! You got to deal with you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Deal with your demons. Deal with it. Because we fight, and I promise you, it's not just you. We're fighting.
Wow.
But it's easier to fight you than to deal with me.
Wow.
So I say to Turk, you know, we okay, Turk? You know, you got a problem with me? That's one of them times when you lose self-control because you really want to say, no, I don't even think about you when I come to church. You know, whatever you're dealing with, that's on you. No. But we just say, no, no, not really. Everything okay, no. We fighting. We dealing with stuff.
Yes.
Come on, if we get delivered, first of all, women are emotional.
Yes.
Thank God you have to deal with that. Because we are emotional. We're fickle. We are. So what happens is we dealing with our emotions, our hormones, and God forbid, we start, oh, she got that camera on. I was going to say something. But God forbid.
It's not. It's not life.
Oh, God forbid we dealing with we having our own personal summer. That's what I call them.
Yes.
Your own personal summer. So you got that going on. You're already aggravated.
Yeah.
Not because of that. And now somebody done walked in and said something. No, it's not about you.
No.
I had to learn that. It's not about me. The whole world is not mad at me. It's the mere fact they're fighting. They're dealing with something. I'm dealing with something. I'm used to rejection. I'm used to being let down. I'm used to being talked about. I'm used to people betraying me. I'm used to not having help. I'm used to somebody helping you, and before you can receive the help, the whole world knows. 3 streets over know.
Wow.
So when you're used to that, you look for it, so you're already built up a defense.
Yes.
Sister Cortisha walk in the church and she just don't even look at you all the way. She just do like this and smile. Well, I wonder what she's looking at me for. Somebody must have said something. No, it's because we fighting.
Yes.
We got personal wars and we won't deal with it. I'm a 51-year-old woman, but if I don't deal with the 16-year-old girl that was raped, the 15-year-old girl that was raped, if I don't deal with her, she'll ruin it for me.
Yes, you will.
Because I won't be trusted.
Wow.
I won't know how to trust. So if I don't deal with her issues, then it's over for me.
Yeah.
Listen, I beseech you tonight, you got to deal with the hurt. You got to deal with the point of it. Don't tell nobody, don't let nobody tell you, don't dig up old memories and don't dig up old hurts. Sometimes the only way to heal is to relive it and release it.
Jesus.
Yes, you got to relive and release.
My God.
You got to go back to that point.
Yes.
And heal from that point. And then you'll be okay. But we don't heal. We never got healed. We was never made whole, should I say. Some of us feel like we healed, but we never really got made whole because we still dealing with that. How do I know that you're still dealing with that hurt? Because it comes up in conversation.
Wow.
That's good, Evangelist.
It comes up. It keep coming up in conversation. It keep coming up. You keep telling, well, you don't trust. No, I don't trust them because people always do that. Or if one thing go wrong, we'll say, yep, here they go again. I've been going through this. I went through this at that church. They didn't do this. I went through this at that job. I went through this. All of it started waking up. I dealt with this over there. And so I know this what this is. I dealt with it. And it don't even have nothing to do with that.
My Lord.
But we broken.
Yeah.
We're not healed. We're not whole.
You're
So
right.
because we're not whole, we take the offense to everything.
Amen.
Jesus.
That's why we got no unity. We can't be unified because I always feel like you're trying to get me.
Wow.
And as long as I feel like you're trying to get me, I'm not going to unify with you.
That's true.
Jesus.
I'm going to keep you here because I know all you want to do. No, you're broken.
Wow.
Deal with that hurt. We got to go back to that point and deal with it.
Yes.
I had a plan for my life. And I'm closing, but I had to be okay when God gave me another plan. From when I was a little girl, there was nothing that I wanted to do but be a mother because that's how I was raised. That's how the mothers raised us did. Aged women teach us how to be sober. So all I wanted to do was have 6 boys.
6 boys.
Yeah, I just
My
wanted
God.
6 boys all my life. I wanted my 6 boys and my husband. And that was it. I ain't care about the rest of it. We was going to work. That's it. 6 boys and I didn't know how. Oh, and I had to have 2 German Shepherds.
2 German
I had to
shepherds.
have 2 German shepherds, my 6 boys, and my husbands, and it was a wrap.
Okay.
Oh, y'all said husbands, didn't
Yeah,
I?
she said ass. I called it.
One husband, done.
Good job.
Done. But it didn't work that way.
Okay.
So how long were you going to cry because your plan didn't work?
Amen.
How long are you going to walk around in grief and mistrust and aggravated and frustrated because your plan? The Bible says men, we plan.
Yes.
We make all kind of plans, but listen, God said, okay, you know, that's your plan, but it wasn't mine.
My Lord.
It wasn't my plan. That's not my plan. So how long are we going to walk around hurt and tormented and refusing to release what we're warring with because we feel like we have a right to hold on to it?
Help the church, Jesus.
No. We got to release it because you know what happens when you won't release the hurt? You walk around like you're entitled.
Yes.
I'm entitled to be
Entitled
forgiven.
to be.
I'm
Yes, God.
entitled for you to love me.
Yeah.
I'm entitled for you to look over my attitude.
My
You don't know what I've been through. I'm entitled for your pity. I'm entitled. No, you're not entitled. Heal. Be made whole. Be made whole. Be made whole.
My
Let's
Lord.
deal with that underlying issue. Deal with it. One of my biggest things was I felt rejected all the time because how could I expect Cortisha to love me when my own mama gave me up for adoption? Well, she didn't give me up for adoption. She gave me to her sister. Thank you, Lord. She gave me to her sister. My auntie and uncle raised me. But how do you feel like you're worthy of anyone's love? So a lot of things you put up with because you're not whole. You haven't dealt with it, so you just accept stuff. It's okay because you love me. And because I didn't have that component of love, I'll accept whatever you do because you said you love me.
Wow.
No. See, if we don't be made completely whole from our issues, it'll hinder our process.
Yeah.
It'll hinder our progress. You can't go forward with everything in you still in the past. You can't. You can't really love because you don't trust. Because there's a war going on. So it's a tug of war. You fighting so hard to be free, but the past is winning.
Wow.
And not because the enemy has strength. The past is winning because we won't bring it to the light.
Wow.
We won't deal with it. And because we won't deal with it, we'll deal with whatever comes to us. Come on, you got to lift your hands up and say, I am not my past.
My past.
I am not
what
they say.
But
I am
who
who God says I am.
God says
I'm healed,
I'm healed,
healthy,
healthy,
and whole.
and whole.
Come on, if you believe that, put those hands together.
Hallelujah.
Glory to God. Hallelujah.
Yes, Lord.
According to Ephesians 6 and 12, and I'm finishing, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. But we can educate ourselves on how the battles are fought and how much they impact our lives on a daily basis. We have to ask ourselves, why do I even want to fight?
Wow.
You have to ask yourself, why do I even want to fight? Why do I want to fight? Why do I want to be free from my past? Why do I want to feel now that I deserve love? Why do I now want to feel as though I deserve, my God, the goodness of God? Why is it now that you want to fight? And you know why it's important for us to come up with a why and hold fast to our why? Because your why will make you fight when nothing else will.
Yeah.
When you remember why you're doing it, oh yeah, you will fight.
Yeah.
If you remember the why, it'll always keep you present. Glory to God. It will do us no good to educate ourselves on the battle if we see no reason for the fight.
Jesus.
It tonight does you no good learning that, okay, I'm warring, I'm fighting, it's a war going on. I don't know why I feel this way. That does no good if you're not prepared for the battle. If you don't say, okay, God, I want to change this.
Yes.
I want to change this. I don't want to bleed here no more. Because let me tell you, the enemy is real. He will look at a sword and he knows that scab, sometimes if you get a sword and the scab, even though a scab comes over it,
Yes.
if you hit the scab the wrong way, it'll bleed still.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a scab there. It's healing, but it's not healed.
Right.
So if you bump it with a scab over
Jesus.
And the enemy knows that. So he know that we got some scabs in our heart. He know we got some hurts that's not healed. He know we got some abandonment issues that's not healed. He know we got some pain in our heart caused by family, friends, loved ones, enemies. He knows that it's there. And even though he see the scab, the scab is your hallelujah. He see your scab. He see your glory to God. He see your scab. He see the tears running. But he know you're not going to fight, because when you walk out that door, you're not whole. So what he going to wait right there to bump that scab. And you're going to start bleeding from right there. Yeah. He saw all of that. He saw all of that worship. He saw all of that praise. He saw all of it. But he was waiting right outside the door because he knew we wasn't whole.
Yes, God.
How do you know I'm whole, Evangelist? Because I talk about it in a different way. That makes sense?
Yes.
I used to talk about it, and when I talk about it, it would be sad. It would bring tears. But now when I talk about it, I'm telling you that God is a deliverer. Hey, listen, if he can deliver a person that could never naturally give birth and all they ever wanted was 6 boys, you know what? Let me put a part right there. Sister McCray, I would have been dirt hurt if I'd have had a girl. Because she wasn't in my plan.
Wow.
So I don't know what I would have done if I'd have had a daughter. Like, listen, God, we need to talk about this. Because I don't know if I want another me. I was good with the 6 boys. So my point is, you talk about it in a different way. When you're whole, when you're made whole, you can't even talk about it. Because some things you can't talk about until you're whole.
Right.
Some of your past you don't even bring up until you're whole from it. Because you know if you bring it up, you're going to make yourself bleed.
Wow.
You know you can't talk about it without reliving it. So some stuff we don't talk about, we bury it because we're not whole. And all God is saying tonight is, I want to make you whole. I need you to understand, you cannot confront something or deal with something that we're not willing to confront. We can't deal with it if we're not ready to confront it. War is very controversial. It's very controversial. Somebody will tell you right now, it's not war, you're not fighting, it's a struggle. Yeah, we all got struggles, yeah, but it's different dimensions. You can't tell me you understand my battle because you're not fighting my war. You can't tell me, I don't know what you went through. And whatever it is you went through, we both could have experienced death. We both could have experienced death. But you can't tell me you understand how I feel. Because you lost your parent and I lost my parent, it don't mean that we had the same level of relationship.
That's true.
So it's still totally different. Yeah. So if I'm saying that you can't tell me that you know how I feel, you can't tell me how long it takes me to heal.
That's right.
You can't tell me that. So if I got to talk about it, if I got to go to the therapist and talk it out, I don't care if it's been 49 years, you can't rush my process of healing. Because you don't know the devastation it caused my life. So just because you dealt with it and you walked through it and you okay and you went on, I can't say you love your loss no more than I did or no less. It's just different dimensions of war. It's different. However, the spiritual realm, there is a battle going on regardless of your opinion. We are either victors or victims. And one day I decided to not be a victim anymore. I'm going to deal with it. When nobody else understood me, when I tried to talk to people and say, listen, this is what I'm going through. No, I didn't want to hear that. Pray about it. Talk to God. Tell God about it. So I had to deal with a lot of things growing up that I shouldn't have been left to deal with as a child. I had to deal with a lot of hurts. I couldn't tell nobody. I made the mistake of telling one person. I just told one person. Uncle Bob molested me last night. Uncle Bob did. I just told one person. I told one person. So I'm already dealing with hurt, pain, rejection, and I went to one person that should have had my back. I felt like we were bullshit. I felt like I was dropped out who should have helped me. Because I only told one person. And when I told that one person said to me, we'll deal with it in the morning. I ran home 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm closing. They said, we'll deal with it when you get out of school. So I got home from school, and when I got home from school, that person said to me, get your fast so-and-so in the house because your uncle told me it wasn't true. Wow. So now I'm dealing with rejection, being called a liar by my mama because it was her uncle. Only to find out 6 months later, standing in the house of God, only to find out that Uncle Bob had slept with every girl in the family. What goes on in the house, stay in the house. But I was the only one bold enough to say something. Because if it ain't right, it ain't right. So it kind of made me, people say now, one of the black sheep of the family. You know, the one that don't get invited to the family reunions. The one you forget to put their invitation for the birthdays in the mail. You know the one that you always forget about. So there it is, another part of rejection. Now you're excluded from everything. Nobody really wants to be with you because you shouldn't have said that. So if you come to the family reunion, nobody really want to be bothered with you because you shouldn't have told them. So tonight, I want you to understand that healing is a process. Healing is a process. You deal with it. You go through your stages. Why, God? Why did it happen to me? Where were you at, God? Why so many times? Why this and why that? No, but I come tonight to tell you, I don't care how long you have to talk about it. You got to be made whole. Because it will keep you in a box. It will hinder you. You will walk around your whole life in a shell because you did not properly deal with it. Amen, what was going on. So Jesus told us in Matthew 28:18 that all authority has been given to me in heaven and in earth. So now that we understand we have a privilege and we have eternal kingship. Listen, we understand that we do not have to stay in the shape that we're in. That was a song when I was a little girl. In case you have fallen by the waysides of life. Listen, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay in the shape that you're in because the potter wants to put you back together again. Listen, it's a process. Everybody's standing all over the sanctuary. It's a process. It's a process. It's a process. Whether it's spiritual, in your flesh, in your mind, it's a battle and we're fighting. But tonight you have to understand it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say I need help. It's okay. It's okay. Come on.